Hi there, welcome to grails-kml part 3. I'm going to briefly talk through what the plugin does from a back-end point of view. It's quite complicated, the process, because as I said towards the end of the second video, it's a product that's come out of working on various different projects and having to do different sort of lookups, initially very basic and then sort of grown over the years. So I've released it into the public because it's quite complicated for people to get their heads around all of this. So it's there for people to use now. I'm going to be publishing it soon, some of the updates, but I'm going to talk through what goes on with the plugin. So the plugin itself, inside, so first of all, we'll go through the build.gradle. It's got a few different things. Visionaries, this does all the countries lookup. So when you're doing the lookup for a specific place and you put in a country, that part of it is being resolved through this plugin. And it's an enum that is used to produce the autocomplete. This deals with all the KML reading and parsing. The whole KML process does have an issue. The default KML file that at the moment I'm using doesn't seem to be the very standard that the government gives you, the very same standard. And I've had issues reading other KML files. So if anyone else is an expert in this area, it would be good if they could give me a hand and make it work better with all different forms of KML files. The Geo IP stuff I think is used for, the IP address. It resolves to the geolocation. I think part of this is also used for the postcode lookup. HTTP builder, I can't remember where I used that, but I think it's being used, and commons is being used in one of the utils, I think. So, as the site as the plugin is created, it's got not here. It's the actual plugin file. It's got a Spring, do with Spring, and it loads in Lookup Service, which is part of the Geo IP, and that becomes the Geo Lookup Service. Do I not use that? I do use it. And no, I don't use it. So I'm not even sure why it's there. I'm not even sure why I've even got this. Ooh, strange. Must be for another reason. I've not used it. Strange, isn't it? So anyhow, just lost the plot a little bit. The lookup. This process, as you put in the country and the postcode then triggers verify postcode, which does postcode details. Postcode details goes to lookup service, does a geo helper, resolve country postcode. This puts in the country code and the postcode, and from that it gets back, from Google, it gets back the latitude, longitude, country, postcode, city name, state, and all this useful information. And then it sends that back through to decode lat and long. So the latitude and longitude is sent back to Google again. The reason why it does that is to get back more useful information from Google the second time around. We get back such things as the address details from that. And yeah, so we get back new information that we didn't get before. And then what it does is if it found a no, if it's not found anything, it then goes to Geomap listener, and for each one it tries to put the latitude and longitude longitude values inside the KML helper coordinate inside polygon, which what this does, is it works out whether that location sits inside any of those coordinates that it's got inside memory. Oh, no. Yeah. So it takes a whole list of the entire listing inside that KML file. So is it still running? Yeah. So in here, the KML file of this thing here. So all of these coordinates, and then compare that with what's provided for the current one. And if it found it inside that for each one of those, then it makes that into the primary community name. And the community name then becomes what we saw on the screen when it does the lookup, and then that when it has a community name, it knows to do address map, load community map, and that is where so if we go back to address, it does a few things. It sets the marker, which is this is the image. Then it initializes the map. Then it loads the community map, which is if it has a community name, and that's the boundary information that gets drawn out. And in order to do that, it goes to another place over here and generates the KML from the name, as it would. Yeah, so generate KML. This is what it's doing. It's all fun stuff. Fun stuff. Fun stuff. It looks really fun. Trust me. There's a lot of things going on there. I promise you, there's a lot of things going on. And then finally, it loads the map, which is the details, the dot that appears on the map. And there's a timeout on this because they kind of need to happen in a bit of a delay. Otherwise, it just doesn't work. And that's your map part. And if you've actually disabled map lookup, then it won't work. It won't show the map, and it won't load it in at the top here as well because it's not been enabled. So that's your map. And as you saw, it kind of goes into the lookup service, and the lookup service does two Google calls, one for the actual postcode, one for the latitude longitude values, and finally goes through the listener, which has got all the KML files loaded into memory and tries to bind that or find the boundary that it best belongs to and load that up. Now, the other part of this is the map part, which is this. And these pages are inside the map, which is really this. There's the heading part, which is the options at the top of the map. And then there's the selection, which is I think this thing here. When you select this kind of changes where it points to, but that is the select boundary bit. That valid map entries is that. And index is the upload is for upload. Save boundary is the bit that comes up asking the question. It doesn't really look great. And index is the page that does that whole map edit overlay, and it's a monster really. Look, it's nearly 4,000 lines on GSP. I probably would do the same thing as I've done for the other one and make another map.js file. Move all of this stuff into its own class because it's just too long-winded to try and follow this, to be honest. I mean, some of these variables are probably not even used, as you can see here. It doesn't look nice. But I'm not even going to talk through this because this is quite complicated. It's it's a mind boggle. And if I made it more like the map, it would be a lot easier to follow because a lot of this is repetitive stuff that it needs to do itself or for the general functionality that exists on a page. But the core functionality of this goes to the map controller, and the map controller loads an overlay, loads community map, index, upload KML. And the area boundary being is probably quite an important thing, which is the bit that loads in all this information. And that's the bit I've been working on today to get to work and to try and get to work, which has got all the information about the areas and collects what distance. So you can see, if you remember the last one, we had 30 and 30 and there was less areas. When I've done load area, when I do load areas this time, because I've made the mileage more and the areas more. Oh. Ken's got a problem. Jersey, look at that. Oh. City of London, look at that. Look how big City of London is. It's not that big, is it? We can make it bigger. Okay, so I think that's really it. I haven't really got a lot more to say about it. If there's any questions, I suppose feel free to ask, or not to ask, or to wonder, or ponder away yourself, I guess. You know, I've pondered away for years to make this work for you. You can have it. Enjoy. Best of luck. If you get stuck, try and Google it. Thank you very much. Bye bye.